You know, surprisingly, there's probably about 7 cats in this room right now because I just don't want to go through the pain of figuring out if TikTok is going to be good today or not good today by myself. And it is warm up here and I socialize best with animals. It's a fact. It's a known fact, all right? And I got a new fresh fade because I came back from Colorado and I'm feeling pretty good about TikTok today. So we're gonna be going through a couple #cars, #carfacts. And we're gonna see if they got any better between last video's episode and this video's episode, which by the way, I'm Alex, Alex.Martini with 2 underscores at the end. So if you could drop a little follow on Instagram or check out alexmartini.net, add your email over to our newsletter. We're doing a new drop in June. It's limited. There's a very small run of teas that we're gonna be making. I'm really excited. It's very nostalgic. And if you go over to the community tab on YouTube, you'll see kind of what I'm talking about. If you drop a comment below, I respond to every single comment right now on YouTube. So let me know what you'd like to see next. And of course, let me know your thoughts on some of these TikToks. I think today's gonna be a good day. I got my cats with me, Whiskers, Pancake, Syrup, Scar, Waffles, Thor. What else could you want? It's the middle of the day. It's a $1:05 outside in Wisconsin. I'm feeling sweaty. I'm feeling ready to go. Let's start off with the first video.
There's tire brands out there like Cooper, Goodyear, Hankook. The f is a Linglong?
All right, we're not gonna talk about the Cavalier. We're not gonna talk about the sun fade that is evident on that car. We're not gonna talk about the fact that this man's got a ghost leash that he's got walking around with his dog, or the fact the man's wearing Crocs with socks, all right? It's only, you good? It moves, that's what it does, Whiskers, it's fine, bro. A Linglong is a Chinese tire. It's been around for like 45 years. Chinese tire, came from overseas, actually came from a failed tire company before the 80s that had to restructure through some sort of Chinese like business economic growth plan. So it got reestablished. It grew actually really fast, like incredibly fast from like 1990 to like 2002, 2003. And Linglong's actually huge. It's one of the top suppliers of tires in the world. And Linglong actually has a little bit of a history behind it if you're interested in knowing more about tires. Linglong actually supplies tire manufacturing for other tier 4, what we would call entry tier tire brands. Things like Hercules and things like that have been known to get their tires from Linglong. There's some Greenball that has activity in there every once in a while too, but Linglong actually just got in trouble because in November of 2021, they had moved their factory over to Serbia, or one of their factories over to Serbia because of anti-dumping laws, because you can't dump shit in the river. You also can't dump product in a different country at a quarter the price that every other product is. That is rude. And that's exactly what they were doing. So a lot of the Americans got really upset, went to litigation and told them to hike their prices up or get the hell out of the country. So there was a tariff imposed and also an anti-dump imposed. It actually increased tire prices by like 25%. But when they moved to Serbia and they were building the factory, they got sued because they weren't feeding their employees or keeping the heat on or air conditioning or really doing anything because it was in Serbia. And it caused a whole slew of mess that ended up getting into litigation and being sued and then being countersued. And then people that were getting interviewed on the news were let go of their jobs. So that's Linglong. I don't know what's happening over here, but y'all better be nice. Pancakes, we're keeping that closed. It's hot.
You always want to be really careful when you're taking plugs.
So this is true. It is really easy to take this clip off if you do it the right way, and that's the important thing. You want to be careful because if you snap it, it's a pain in the butt to put back together.
Like this apart, it's always like really easy to break the clip. So what you're gonna want to do is...
That's not how I would have done it, but TikTok is the best and worst thing ever because you get to see all the tomfoolery that you think you do, you never do, and then somebody out there in the world did, because why not? So this is a bike talk. This is not car talk. But when you go into the DMV and you say you bought something for $100, there's no way that those middle-aged, 65-year-old women aren't thinking that you're blowing smoke up. There's no possible way that they are that clueless. There has to be something or someone that checks this exact number. I know that I've probably every once in a while maybe subtracted a couple cents, but I've never actually gotten at $100, but then I sometimes don't go to the DMV and do what I'm supposed to do as a registered citizen of Wisconsin because DMVs are scary. Right, Thor? Waffles? Syrup? We don't ruin the carpet. Hey, can I have anything to throw? I could throw another cat. The thing that bothers me the most about this video isn't the Phonk music as different Fast and Furious movies. It's the caption that says, "I miss my Fast and Furious era," because now they're just flying Fieros into the moon and somehow surviving. Fast and Furious and Star Wars have a protagonist problem where nobody dies. There's no risk. You know why I like Game of Thrones? You wanna know why I like Attack on Titan? Because you ain't nobody safe. They may all die. You just don't know what's gonna happen. I didn't even think Game of Thrones was gonna end on a positive note. I thought Cersei was gonna win. And the Fast and the Furious era being done and gone with, I'm not entirely sure if that's actually a bad thing. They're fun movies to watch. They're like a Jason Statham movie.
Seatbelts.
Okay, you're not exactly watching it for the acting. You're watching it because there's explosions and an Audi S8 is sideways.
Which group of car owners do you think are the worst drivers, biggest douchebags? So let's jump in. Number 12, Maseratis, any Maserati. Maseratis are popular among the fake it till you make it crowd. You could get into a Ghibli for about...
Okay.
Number 11, lifted trucks and SUVs with chrome wheels. Doesn't matter, they
I know all of those people, they're not that bad.
notorious tailgaters. They like to take up multiple parking spots, even if they can fit in a single spot. And God forbid that there's a boulder in the planter box next to where their parking spot is, because you can bet that they're gonna spend 20...
Oh, come on, flexing isn't that bad. I've never seen a truck. I've never actually seen a Silverado flexing. Usually lifted trucks are just lifted trucks. They got, you know, the hat and the dip, and they're listening to like Shania Twain or Jason Aldean. They're usually not flexing, okay? And they got big wheels and tires, because it looks kind of cool, all right? Gets really terrible gas mileage. I feel bad to be a truck enthusiast right now. Jeeps flex because they want to show off their suspension. Everyone, that's not the worst thing in the world. You're telling me you've never taken the back parking spot or parked at an angle to look kind of cool? I don't think it's the worst thing in the world.
Nissan Altimas, third hand or fourth hand Altima.
Agreed. I don't even need to watch that.
Number 6, Ferraris.
What?
Which one? Pick one. Get these dudes out on a nice stretch of road, and they often try to impress you with the girl that they're sitting with their skills, but you'd be well advised to give them a wide berth. Number 4, Infiniti G35s, G37.
Okay, I don't think that's fair. All right, not all Ferrari people are bad. Sometimes people can't even get their Ferraris on. That's how I feel. Waffles. So he pretty much named every single car owner possible outside of maybe like 2 Porsche enthusiasts and those that bike everywhere. Here's the thing, like every group of automotive enthusiasts has a little bit of a problem, all right? Dodge Challengers are kind of getting the rap that the people that own them are people that don't know how to drive. Ford Mustangs has been talked about getting ran into a curb since I was like 10, which is almost 2 decades now. Okay, Mercedes and BMW owners, I really haven't ever heard of a Mercedes owner being terrible. Usually AMG owners are actually pretty classy. BMW owners just don't know how to use their turn signals. That's kind of like the thing. That's the joke. That's the facts. Now, the one thing that's completely accurate is the Nissan Altima, particularly the 3rd or 4th passed down Nissan Altima. I could be going $120 on Road America, and there'd be an Altima behind me keeping up while they're like on their phone doing makeup, checking their Teamfight Tactics or Clash of Clans. They don't care if they live or die. Nissan Altima owners are a different breed. They're above the rest of us. Waffles, you're fine. Try socializing every once in a while. It's good for you. What Whiskers did literally nothing.
4 words, what killed the car culture? Take your time.
I don't even need 4 words. Street takeovers.
Street takeovers have been around now for probably about 40 years, and they actually predominantly started outside of like clubs, hip hop venues, dance venues, and things like that. And it's actually been mentioned quite a lot in music. If you go back to like the 80s and 90s, even like E40, a lot of those hip hop bands actually reference street takeovers in some of their music. Street takeovers are not anything new. And for those that don't know, street takeovers are when you essentially block down an intersection. You do, you go ghost riding, you do donuts, you become a hooligan essentially. And a lot of times people don't like it. It's very dangerous, things get shut down, and it puts a really bad name on the car community. It's like a different group of people. I would agree, probably not the best thing to do. I know just a couple days ago, 2 individuals actually passed away because they got hit by another car from a guy that was driving home, I think from work or something like that. Street takeovers, not a good thing. Agreed. Do you want me to open that for you?
Father, help!
We have a change in set. Where did I put my phone? Let's see some comments in this one. I don't need 4 words either. The people. Second top comment, the people. Guys, listen, okay? Stop being a bunch of whiny babies about the people in the car community. I'm gonna be very, very clear. There are good people in the car community and there are people in the car community. Contrary to popular belief, there's a lot of different types of people in the car community because it's a hobby. It's meant to bring people together. If you're surrounded by people that aren't what you want to hang out with, or maybe they're not the bestest of people, I have great news. Go find other people. Go do other things. If you're at car shows in your local area and you don't like the people that are at those car shows, might I recommend you go to a different car show? Or maybe might I recommend you try a different hobby within the automotive community? You can do things like autocross. You can do things like drifting and HPDE, and you can start jumping into those things, which all have very different communities. But I can honestly argue that like this thing about complaining about the people in the car community, it's never changed. There's always gonna be a random group of people that you probably don't get along with. Just avoid them and go somewhere else. I promise you, if you try hard enough, you will find other people that enjoy it.
Oh, he's not really a good guy, is he?
No, not one of them. No, not one of them. No, not one of them.
The 2016 Toyota Corolla, the perfect ride for the perfect.
All right, last one. Built new cars will never be cool because you can't brag that it's clean. It came out of the factory that way. The horsepower numbers aren't impressive. New cars are easy to make power with. You barely did anything. Your kit and wheels and bolt-ons aren't all that. Waffles, you are the noisiest one out of everyone here. Everyone here is having a good time besides you. Okay, so new cars and people not liking them, I think is a little bit of just like a counterculture sort of activity. I know this guy, I went into his comments and he's like, oh, I'm just kidding. I'm just trying to strike up, you know, arguments or engagement or something like that. But here's the thing, when you put something on the internet and it's your face and it's your profile, you can't just say that you're doing things to get attention, because what you say should carry weight with what you stand behind. You can't just say stuff and then just be like, oh no, bro, I'm just kidding. That's not how really communication and social media works. When you say stuff, probably because you mean it, you just don't want to get the flack back on it if people don't agree with you. I don't think you can really say clean new cars are clean unless you're going through something substantial. Like if you're taking something and you're wide bodying it and you're doing a one-of-one build and you're doing a SEMA build, I think new cars can still be told that they're clean, especially if they're doing stuff to the body, if they're doing stuff to the engine and things like that. I think the overarching thing here though is like, if this isn't cool, if none of the stuff in this list is cool, then what is cool? And that's the thing with sometimes on TikTok that I swear happens way too much. It's this thing where it's more interesting, it's better to try and talk down to things and things that people don't like rather than what people do like. A lot of cool shit on TikTok. There's a lot of cool builds. OMG Miata has super cool stuff out there. There's other people out there that are doing incredible stuff, but they don't get as much love as the people that are talking about what they don't like. And it's typically like the most generic things humanly possible. I don't like new car builds. I don't like domestic cars. I don't like Challengers or Chargers. You just wait till you drive an 800 horsepower Dodge and you will quickly realize why they're so much fun. You know, I'm trying to stay positive, right? Turn the frown upside down. I think there's a little bit more tension out there in the world around negativity rather than positivity. Everybody's being a waffles. We need everybody to be a bit more like pancakes. Just lick your ass and chill. With that being said, that's the end of the review of this week's TikTok videos. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please send me your TikToks. Don't you dare. I know, but that TV will fall, bro. Send me a DM with what videos you want me to respond to or me to review. You can do that over at Instagram at Alex.Martini with 2 underscores at the end. And of course, please don't forget to comment on what you think we should talk about next. And I'm going to finally start streaming, so check it out, Alex Martini Gaming. I'm Alex, and we will see you later. All the cats need to chill. We will see you later. Goodbye. Let's keep it moving. You guys are skeptical people.